Hey guys, Crew of Blind Wave, I'm Eric.
I'm Shane.
I'm Aaron.
And guys, it is time for our first Q&A for the second season of Rebels, right?
Yes.
Episode 1 was awesome. I think we all really enjoyed the clones coming back.
Mm-hmm.
We had a lot of questions too, so I said we just get right into the questions.
Sure, no problem. Jones6192. Do you think Darth Vader is aware of Rex's survival / defection, and would you want to see Vader potentially battle Rex and company in this show?
Do I think he's aware? See, we don't know the circumstances in which he defied Order 66, right?
Yeah.
So, but he was always member of the 501st. I mean, he was the commanding officer of the 501st.
I feel like he would have to know that he, either left or whatever.
I guess I imagine,
But maybe a location. He doesn't.
story-wise, that he got it out while Anakin was still a Jedi.
Yeah.
And maybe Anakin supported that at
Like
the time.
before he went into the suit.
Yeah.
And that's what so did he leave before he went in the suit? Maybe like suited Vader. Maybe he kind of like chose not to pursue him because he's not a Jedi. He's a good soldier, and he has a relationship with him. But would the dynamic between Anakin Skywalker and Darth Vader, that difference, would he choose not to give him mercy? I don't know. I'm
I don't know, because because he didn't give any of the Jedi mercy in the temple. I don't think he gave
but
but they were Jedi.
But there was the Jedi. They were supposed to be evil in his point of view because they were plotting to take over. The clones were just following.
Yeah,
orders.
they weren't killing soldiers and senators and they weren't killing everybody, just Jedi.
What I'm saying is that if Vader, as he is
either
now,
way, yeah, but
let him
still
go.
yeah,
he still defied an order.
no, that's what I'm saying. If Vader, as he is now, would he understand the defiance of that order?
I can't imagine Vader being very understanding.
Well, I'm saying, it depends. When did Vader stop his Anakin Skywalker feelings? Was it immediately when he went into that suit, or did he take time for him to push everything out? If he saw Cody the next day, I don't think he'd just kill Cody. You know? But if he saw Cody in season 2 of Rebels, he might.
You said Cody. Were you meaning Cody?
I know. I meant Rex.
Yeah.
Rex. Oh,
Rex. Also within that, Jones also asked, should the clones meet their end at Vader's hand? Or would it be better if they survived to go on more adventures?
Well, hell, I want them to survive as
Right.
long as they can.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be awesome for them, at least for Rex to become some kind of rebel commander. I think that would be awesome.
Rex, K9 Commander says, Rex said they weren't the ones who betrayed us, as in we betrayed them, not the other way around. The clones were the betrayers, not the Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was that weird inflection in how he said it,
they're not the ones that betrayed us. Kind of like them personally.
I think he said the Jedi aren't the ones that betrayed us. Or these Jedi weren't the ones that betrayed us. I thought he said Jedi.
Or these.
I thought he said Jedi, but they weren't the ones that betrayed us.
Yeah.
So, maybe he was implying that, the clones did betray them.
Yeah.
But maybe they were betrayed at another point. It depends on how you read on how he said it.
Yeah.
I thought he was saying...
the inflection was off a bit.
Yeah, I thought the way he was talking, someone had betrayed them,
Yeah.
but it wasn't this group of rebels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So instead of him saying that these Jedi weren't the ones that betrayed us, it's the Jedi weren't the ones who betrayed us. We betrayed the Jedi.
Yeah, that's what K9 Commander's saying that they're
okay.
Lego JPL Studios. Technically, Commander Wolffe and Clone Commander Gregor weren't part of the 501st.
Mm-hmm.
Commander Wolffe was under Master Plo Koon's leadership. Gregor was still missing in action. I find unlikely that they were together in the end. What are your thoughts on this? So, what I was saying, Plo Koon was with Wolffe. Gregor was the one that had the farm, right? Wasn't that Gregor?
I think Gregor was the old clone commando, right?
Was it?
He was the one that was actually a commando from Republic Commando.
Was he?
Yeah, I think that's who Gregor is.
Because I was thinking Gregor... Remember the one episode in Clone Wars when... I think it was Rex, or maybe it was Cody, but he was the farm, and there was a guy with a family, but he was a clone.
He was the AWOL one.
Yeah, I was thinking that was Gregor, right?
And I think he was actually an ex-commando, which is kind of like a throwback, not necessarily making the Republic Commando canon, just it's kind of one of those things that Dave Filoni likes to do for fans of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So they just found each other after
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
They had to have found each other somehow.
They didn't train together, did they?
Not those
No, they
three,
weren't in the same battalions.
Did they find the plot together?
Huh?
Because how the plot was discovered?
No,
That
was
Fives
only
and the heavy. Was that his name?
I think so.
There was a group of them.
It was it was the old rookies.
Yeah, remember the rookies when they were on that base by themselves? It was that group, that core group. One of them ended up dying at some point, I think. But they all kind of.
So basically, they just want to put in some big names together.
Well, here's a thought.
I don't know. I think it's the people that survived and found each other, right?
Yeah.
It's like Vietnam vets.
Our theory this way, where they're all cloned from Django.
Mm-hmm.
What if there's some kind of like memory in the back where like they all thought of some location from like Django's memory and went there, and they just happened to meet each other there? Could it be something maybe like that?
It's like Assassin's Creed.
Is that a
I
possibility?
mean, when you talk about like what they got back from Django, I mean the one stormtrooper and Django hitting their head is kind of the idea that these guys are connected. Even they are clones, but I mean they were memory flash trained. They have accelerated growth.
Mm-hmm.
They're definitely different from Django and from each other, as we see in
Yeah,
Clone Wars. It's a possible theory. I don't know how much I'd throw behind it, but I think it's just a matter of like how we were talking in Walking Dead. Like people of the same ilk just kind of find each other,
Yeah.
you know, and they stick together. Like the clones don't have a family. The only family they have are either other clones.
There could have been more to at one point, and they've
Yeah.
died since. You
That's
know?
true. Like I wonder how the Empire feels about them. Like, I mean, and
Well,
these guys.
They said they disbanded the clones now.
Yeah,
so, like,
but
they-
these
there
guys
were-
specifically chose not to follow Order 66.
Yeah.
So they would not have been met well with the Empire.
True.
You know.
Yeah.
I would hope that whenever the clones they had, and they were like, "All right, we don't need these clones anymore," that they didn't just like kill them all. They let them go.
I doubt
you
they
know?
killed them, but I don't think they like gave them like benefits and set them up on
Yeah,
beach
sure.
communities. You know, I think they just like, all right, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Clone Trooper Commando Doom. Interesting name.
Good name.
What do you think happened to Commander Cody? He has a guess. His guess is he has some sort of position in the Empire. So any chance of Rex versus Cody?
Yeah, I mean, Cody followed his orders immediately. He attacked Obi-Wan without question
Yeah.
or emotion.
Yeah.
I think that he'll do well
No, I mean,
in the Empire.
at this point, I think he might be too old with the accelerated aging.
Yeah, but I mean, we had clone officers running the ships in the Clone Wars.
Mhm.
I mean, I think that if you're decorated enough, that you could very well see some clones still in officer positions, maybe.
It's possible,
Well, I mean, if you think
yeah.
about it, but the stormtrooper hits his head in Episode 4 of A New Hope.
Yeah.
I mean, the stormtrooper does,
hmm
implying that he's a clone
Yeah.
because
I-
he
yeah.
inherited that comes in as Rafet.
Yeah, you're right. So there has to be some clones left.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're
Well, I mean,
just
there were
newer
still-
clones.
Well, there were still kids back when Clone Wars was ending, you know?
Mhm.
So if they still kept them, let them grow up, or if they kept cloning for a little bit
Yeah.
longer, you know?
Yeah.
It's hard to
Well,
tell.
I mean, it's an old EU idea, but one of the ideas is why the stormtroopers are much, much worse than the clones is that selecting a clone prime like Jango became less about skill and more about politics. Like this grandson of the Grand Moff, we're going to use him. You know, like I am going to be the model soldier. You know,
Yeah.
and it's not necessarily how good he is. Isn't it amazing that I was done that? It's a great honor for me, and the Empire is more about people fighting each other for position versus like merit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons maybe why the stormtroopers are worse than the clones.
Okay.
But I there has to be some clones left in the Empire.
I think there would
I
have to
think
be.
if anybody has gotten to a good position, it has to be Cody.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. Alexander B249 asks, what are your thoughts on Ezra eventually becoming Vader's secret apprentice, kind of the same way that Galen was back in the EU?
It's territory I don't think that we'll cover.
I don't think so either,
Yeah.
honestly.
He's had his moments of going dark with the Beast from season 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's right now he has pretty much 2 candidates for a master. I mean, if something happens to Kanan, then I think Ahsoka would step up.
Hopefully, yeah.
And she would probably train him much differently than the way Kanan is, training him with trying to be an actual Jedi versus Ahsoka not being one.
Mhm.
But if Vader got a hold of him, I think he'd just kill him. I don't think he was necessarily impressed with Ezra when they met.
I don't think he has enough power or
Yeah.
whatever, like the old apprentice
Yeah.
of Skywalker is probably stronger than that, or the son of Skywalker
Yeah.
is definitely stronger than Ezra.
And Galen Merrick, had a lot of potential, and Vader did see that and took him. I just don't think that Vader
Mhm.
is interested in him like that way. I think that he just wants to eradicate the Jedi,
the Rebels.
the old and the new.
I like that idea though. It'd be kind of cool if it happened first season. Like Leonardo and Ninja Turtles, he turned bad for a year. And
Yeah.
like Luke Skywalker, he turned bad for a year to serve the Emperor.
Yeah.
Imagine like Kanan and those guys trying to convert him back.
I don't know. I don't like to go into this realm, but it is a kids show. I just don't see them taking their main protagonist that 7 to 12-year-old kids are using as their vehicle for the show
Mhm.
and turning them bad.
Yeah.
Of course.
Just when it comes to like those in those terms, but story wise, it could be fun, I guess. But I feel like we've already went there with Galen Merrick, and
Yeah.
that's fine.
I could see elements of like the darkness and like fighting it off and not turning to the dark side,
Yeah.
but to full on just go to as an apprentice. Just as like a Disney standpoint, I don't see it happening either.
Yeah.
Howard the Duck. What do you guys think Darth Maul is up to in this timeline? Maybe hunting down Obi-Wan. Remember, if someone knows where Obi-Wan is hiding, it's him. Thanks. So Darth Maul in Rebels.
So as we know in Clone Wars, Maul was not killed. He was taken in by Palpatine. We don't know what exactly happened, but there was a comic book series called Sons of Dathomir.
Yep.
That Maul was featured in after that period, and I won't spoil it for everybody because some people haven't read it, and you guys probably haven't read it. He does not meet his end. I'll just say that.
Which is good, because I would hate that they
He's
went
still
to
at
a-
large.
But he is not within the grasp of the Emperor anymore.
I would hate for them to have brought him back just to basically kill him
Just to
off
kill
in
him.
a little
Yeah.
bit.
I think Clone Wars had a lot of ideas that they'll never get to finish. I think that's
Very
what,
good
that's
ones,
what they're
too.
doing. Yeah. So,
But with
but
this,
could they bring him back into Rebels?
with it still being Filoni and whatnot, you know,
Mhm.
he's already brought Ahsoka into it.
And
It's-
Sam Witwer already plays the Emperor.
Yeah, it's the same
Yeah.
kind of crew that was doing Clone Wars. So I mean, it's possible that they might be like, "Hey, we had some story elements we wanted to tell back here. Let's kind of bring him into this."
I think they're doing that with bringing in the clones and Ahsoka. I
Mhm.
mean, this is very much becoming like Clone Wars 2.0. So, could they do it? It would be really weird. I think it would be weird to see Maul in this time period. It would
Yeah.
also be fun.
I would enjoy it.
Could we get a Darth Maul versus Darth Vader fight in Rebels?
I think I'd enjoy that more than against Obi-Wan.
I could see that being like the finale of Rebels.
Like season 3 or something.
Yeah, that could be. That
Oh,
could
you mean just
re-
Rebels? It just ends with
Just
that?
in general.
The last episode is that?
Yeah.
Now,
Now,
imagining that fight.
just
See,
yeah.
The bad thing with that is that you would know who wouldn't die.
True. Yeah, but it would still be amazing. I mean, we knew that Maul wasn't going to beat, Palpatine when we saw him fight, but it was still very fun to watch. But what is he doing right now if he is still out there? I mean, he was growing in the criminal underworld.
Mm-hmm.
He could, Savage is gone, so he could be training somebody else.
What if they pulled a freaking Ventress and turned good? And teamed up
Maul
with
is good.
Teamed up with Ahsoka and fought Vader?
I can't see Maul ever being good.
Yeah.
No way.
No.
At the very least,
He has too much rage and revenge now.
but at the very least, he could try to get his revenge against the Sith.
Yeah.
I could see that.
So it would be revenge of the Sith too.
Yeah. Mainly, it would be fun.
It would just be
It
fun.
would be awesome. We would love that.
But I hope they don't do it just for the sake of doing it. Bring him in for a reason.
Yeah, it's gotta be
and
for
all that stuff.
storyline.
Exactly.
Little June 131 says Rex says in this episode, a great Jedi once told me that the best leaders lead by example. Who is this great Jedi that he speaks of? Is it Obi-Wan? It's been a while since I've seen Clone Wars in the prequels, so my memory was unfortunately of no help.
Well, I can't remember if it's a direct quote, but it does sound something like what Anakin would say.
Yeah, that's because you and I looked at each other.
Yeah. I specifically remember there being a short story in Star Wars Insider all about Vader. The clones
Yep.
still remember him, from before, is that he would always lead
From
in
the
battle.
front, he'd lead from the
Yeah,
front.
he wouldn't be in the back.
and
or
Vader
anything
would do the
like that.
same thing.
And he would never ask a clone to do something he wouldn't
Yeah,
do.
exactly. Yeah, that was one of the things that always stuck with me. He would never ask anybody to do something he himself wouldn't do.
Matt Silver wrote that, actually.
And he also, I believe so. He also had in that story, he said he had more in common with the stormtroopers than he did like the officers and stuff like
because
that.
you couldn't see their faces.
Yeah, I think he has to be talking about Anakin, which would be tragic because Anakin fell.
I don't know.
And yeah, does Rex know that Anakin became Vader?
I don't
We
know.
really don't know. I just hope we get to see
I mean,
something.
yeah,
like
he
that.
could just see him as a great Jedi, and then I don't know, or maybe he knew he turned, and then that's when he left. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
But
Ahsoka
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he also said that to Ahsoka as well, about leading by
example.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure it was Anakin that said it.
Yeah.
He probably learned that from Obi-Wan though.
And well, yeah, but I think that she took those words to heart, considering the idea of Fulcrum and her pretty much bringing the Rebel Alliance together.
Mhm.
She
Yeah.
is leading by example.
Yeah.
It's just tragic that the person that she learned that from is now leading the Empire by example.
Yeah.
Very much so. Sora Roxas 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. I like the Sora Roxas name there. What do you believe happened to Barriss Offee? My personal opinion is that she is one of the new Inquisitors that is training to hunt down Jedi. Since she betrayed the Jedi in the end
Mhm.
of Clone Wars show, she was taken away, and we never heard anything from it again. What do you guys think?
Now there was speculation that she was going to be the new
Inquisitor.
Inquisitor.
The female one.
We've seen her face since, though. And it's
But
not
we have
her.
seen her face. It's not Barriss Offee. It's a woman called the Seventh Sister, is what they call her. And she's actually being played by Sarah Michelle Gellar. So she'll be the new a new villain for this
Which is
season.
married to Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah, but
Who's Kanan.
That's awkward.
Yeah, right.
but the question is, where is Barriss? What happened to her? Because I have to imagine she was not killed in Order 66 because she wasn't technically a Jedi anymore.
Yeah, I mean, same as Ahsoka. You know, they
Yeah.
both basically left the Order, different reasons, but they both did.
I could see. I mean, Barriss at the end of her story, she was fed up with the Jedi. She thought them evil. This is why she was doing these things, and then she kind of went dark because of that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of and she was very good friends with Ahsoka. It's kind of interesting to maybe see them meet up again and see where their two extremes meet in the middle. She could be another part of Ahsoka's white saber Jedi.
Maybe they're both in like that gray area.
Yeah,
where they're
maybe
not
she could get
Sith,
some
not-
redemption and do that, and then she can tragically die.
Well, yeah,
but she
well,
dies.
She was doing some shit though, wasn't she?
Well, she was, but that's the idea of the Force. Once you start going bad, you go really bad. There is no middle ground
Yeah,
here.
I mean, Ventress.
Yeah.
She was. She
I
used
can't
to be
imagine
good, then she went
Ahsoka
bad,
wanting to
now
team
she's
up
kind
with
of
her.
coming back.
I could see Ahsoka being a forgiving person. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I could see it too. I mean, she's not a Jedi anymore. You
Mhm.
know.
Yeah, but I think she still fights with the light side of the Force.
Well, that's not necessarily. That isn't. I mean, Luke fights for the light side of the Force, and he refused to even fight Vader in hopes of returning him back to the light.
Yeah.
So I don't think that would mean that. Well, we have to be enemies now. You know, I think the Jedi are so rare and so valuable that if she did meet Barriss, and Barriss was, you know, maybe she sees the error of her ways while she's in prison. You know, I just don't think that she'd just be locked away and stay evil and then try to kill everybody she sees. I just don't think it works like that. But I do think that the dark side is very seductive. But you can definitely be brought back from it. And I think if anybody's going to do it, it's not going to be a Jedi. It's going to be somebody like Ahsoka that understands where she was coming from,
Yeah.
but knows that she needs to have some remorse for what she did.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I like that.
Good point.
DJ One Man. Do you guys think Rex even received the order for Order 66, since technically his Anakin was still loyal to the Republic/Empire? Also, I always wondered how Rex wasn't with Vader when he stormed the temple. Wouldn't he want his clone commander by his side? And if he refused to go, why didn't Vader kill him for defying an order?
I think when you see the scar on his head, there's some implication that it was taken out before the order was given.
I think it could have been afterwards.
I
though.
think it could have been after. I think that the order could have been given. You know, Rex is one of those guys that sometimes they just send him on a mission by himself because he's so good.
Yeah.
You know, it could be, you know, Anakin was with the Emperor whenever he had just left the Emperor whenever he issued the order.
Yeah.
So that means that if Rex is with the 501st, Anakin isn't there with him.
Mm-hmm.
So they could have even gotten the order and
just
no one. There's no one to kill. And that what makes him realize, like, look, something's going on. The programming didn't snap because he didn't have any action to do. You know, maybe it's something like that. It could also be because he knew there was something going on because of what Fives had gone through.
Mm-hmm.
And then later, after he realized what happened, after he escaped or went AWOL, then they cut the chips out. What was the rest of the question?
Also, I always wondered how Rex wasn't with Vader when he
Yeah.
stormed the temple.
Yeah.
I'm just saying maybe it could be because he was on a special assignment, or just because he didn't
Defected,
exist.
or he
but-
defected by then.
Yeah.
Last question we have is by BMF1999. If you were to put money on someone dying this season, who would it be?
Someone dying.
I got it, I think. Chopper.
No way.
No.
Chopper would not die.
Heck,
No.
R2 died kind of died in episode 4.
He never did. Comes right back.
And then they
Nah.
repaired
He's
him.
fine. No, he came back.
He was out of it there. He was, oh no, please repair him. Okay, and they fixed him and he was good. But
Chopper can't die. He's
Uh-huh.
immortal. Does he mean like what character I just think will die, or like specifically what Rebels crew character? I don't
if you
know.
put money on someone dying this season, who would it be? An Inquisitor.
Well, yeah, probably. I guess I can imagine one of the clones dying. One of them.
True.
As long as it's not all of them.
No.
Like maybe Wolf.
Honestly,
Wolf
I
dies.
hate saying this, but in terms of the character of Ezra's character arc, Kanan dying makes sense. I just don't know if it'll happen this soon.
Yeah,
No,
not this
it's
season.
gonna
I don't
be a
think.
while.
But
Gotta be a
it
little
could.
bit.
I think it definitely is something that has to happen. But
I
if
mean,
I'm gonna put my money on any of the actual main crew, I think Kanan will go first, just not now.
I can see that.
Maybe. Who's that chick? The Mandalorian chick.
Sabine?
Sabine?
No.
I don't know. See, this is the thing.
She's important to the crew, but I don't know if she's as a fan favorite as the other guys.
Well, no. I mean, I think that she resonates a lot with little girls. I mean, that they sell so much merchandise with Sabine.
Maybe what they'll do is what if they killed off Hera to push Kanan to like a darker
To
place.
a darker place.
Yeah.
I could see it. I don't know. It's hard to juggle expectations because not only do they have to tell really good Star Wars stories, they have to tell them to an entire age group and focus on the ones that are buying these backpacks and lunchboxes.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to want to... I don't know. Dave Filoni surprised me a lot with the stuff he puts into a kid's show.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it's like, okay, that's a good decision. And sometimes like, whoa, what? Like when Asajj just grabs a clone, stabs him in the chest, and kisses him. You know, like,
Yeah.
that's dark.
Mhm.
That's insanely dark.
There's
And
a lot of times I'm watching these, I'm like, I don't think these are for kids. They're for
Yeah.
me. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like, they're not-
So I don't...
Some of the episodes are darker for sure.
Yeah.
Than, the movies.
But as a part... Like, if I have to guess just any character in general, I'm not really sure.
I think
Possibly that one new Rebels commander we have.
that was just seeing this episode.
Yeah, because, I mean...
Nah.
Maybe to make room
he
for,
was
like...
kind of in Siege of Lothal too, right?
But
he was
maybe to
meant shit
make
those
maybe
costumes.
have him show up and then he ends up dying and that makes room for like Crix Madine or
I
some of
could
the other
see
ones.
the other kid. Remember when Ezra went into the little like Stormtrooper Academy thing, and then that
Oh,
one kid
yeah.
helped him, and then he was leaving to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
I could see something happen because he's been looking for his sister,
Mm-hmm.
who I'm pretty sure is becoming an Inquisitor.
Yeah.
Now. I could see something happening and he dies.
Yeah.
That's probably who I would put money on this season. That as far as like a good guy,
Mm-hmm.
they're not a member of the core Rebel group, but
Yeah.
I could see them dying this season.
Okay. Just to jump back to super quick because you just mentioned the Inquisitors, the guy that mentioned like what if Barriss Offee becomes an Inquisitor or something
Mhm.
like that. I still hold the theory that the Inquisitors come from the children that Palpatine was stealing and raising, like on
Back in Clone
Mustafar and
Wars?
stuff,
Yeah.
you know. And obviously the ages don't match up perfectly for like the first Inquisitor that we saw,
Mhm.
but I don't think that necessarily means that Palpatine hasn't been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
I think that he wants to swell the ranks of the Inquisitors, knowing what he was going to do. So I think the Seventh Sister, this new one that we saw, and the original Inquisitor all came from those group of like Force-sensitive children that we saw way back.
Mustafar. Yeah.
You know what would be cool to see? It'd be neat to see Galen as an Inquisitor, like one of the clones that they were making. Like he just shows up as one of the Inquisitors, just because they're cloning him still.
I would love to bring Galen in. I just don't think they're gonna do it.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think they will either, but it would just be like such a
It would be so
Fangasm.
great. Yeah, I mean, don't
That's
over.
some of the best story.
Yeah, just don't overpower him. Don't make him like the way he is now. But it
well,
would be.
especially if it's a clone.
Yeah.
Galen died doing what he did. Now it's a clone. He's not as strong.
Yeah.
And you know, they just clone Jedi or clone Sith can't have Force powers anyway. That whole thing.
I'm just
You know what I
saying,
mean?
if they brought him in and Maulin, and then Sam Witwer is playing the Emperor, Galen Merrick, and Darth Maul. I mean, that's just a dream, right?
and they're all fighting each other.
Yeah.
I just want to know how the
and,
Force.
and he does the sun, right?
No, that would be good if Galen and Darth Maul had to fight each other. Wouldn't that be
Fuck,
something?
That would be good.
Because he had to do it against Proxy, but now
Yeah.
it's like an actual Darth Maul, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And then and Sam Witwer's voicing both.
And then Vader drops in. It's a three-way fight.
Oh,
That'd be some shit.
That would be awesome.
do it, Dave Filoni. It'd be
Yeah.
fun. Oh, we'd love it.
All right. Anything else? Okay, guys. I think that's everything for this week of the Q&A of Rebels. Make sure you guys are coming back tonight, which is Wednesday night, to watch the episode 2. Can't wait for it.
It was
Make
like, to be continued. We gotta know what happens.
I know, we gotta do that, and we gotta put your questions, your comments, and theories down in the comment box of that video. Make sure you guys are doing that so you can get on this show, you can get shout out, you can do all that good stuff. There's just so much happening. Also, make sure if you haven't seen it, you find that video of the Star Wars Episode 7 The Force Awakens trailer that we did, which definitely should have been up before this.
Yes.
So we're waiting.
Should have
Alright?
been up like yesterday.
Yeah. Alright, I'm Eric.
I'm Shane.
I'm Aaron.
We'll see you guys later.
We had a button.